Ladies and gentlemen, after 36 wacky, insane, sometimes chill, sometimes not so chill episodes of our Pokemon X Randomizer Egglocke, we finally made it to the Elite Four. Not with a team that I'd expect to make it to the Elite Four with. Even a mere 10 episodes ago, when we were deathless in this game, I would have told you this mon would have survived. If I had to pick this mon to die first, this one would have died first. But clearly, fate has chosen its participants. I don't know where I'm going with this. Point is, hello. Today's going to be the finale of our Pokemon X Randomizer Egglocke. So, looking at the layout, you can see what we have on our team. We kind of went over this at the end of the previous episode because we did suffer, again, another death. But I did go ahead and red candy my team up to level 72 at the very least. Like I said, I was going to leave the DNC and the Auroras alone because they were already above 72 to begin with. So, we're going to do one big team recap because there has been some changes to the team due to the increase in levels. So we have Rhymestone, our DNC, who's been here for so long with us. Level 78, holding the leftovers. Got Diamond Storm, Earthquake, Petal Dance, Moonblast. We got Aurora, our Aurorus, literally the second ever egg we hatched in this series. Still here, still kicking, fighting strong. Level 81, rocking the leftovers. It's got Discharge, Ice Beam, Oblivion Wing, Ancient Power, and it's got Protean, which is it's making this thing so good. So good. We got Spooky Tree, our Trevenant, one of the newer additions to the team, but also somehow, some way, one of the older members on the team. It's very weird. Here at level 72, he's got Leech Seed, Horn Leech, Will-O-Wisp, and Shadowclaw holding the Rocky Helmet. I'm trying to make him a little bit of a bulkier Trevenant set, even though I made him, I think I was trying to make him more of like an attacker, physical attacker. But we do have Willow and we do have Leech Seed for some sort of utility if we need it for today. We got our Diggersby Curly here at level 72, holding the Expert Belt to boost super effective damage, just to give him a little bit of a boost because he doesn't have huge power. So he's going to be kind of, let's be honest, he's going to be kind of ass. But he's got Needle Arm, Strength, Earthquake, and Bounce, which Needle Arm and Bounce are both affected by Sheer Force, which is good. So that's why we got that there. We have our Volcanion here, Helen, level 72, holding the Assault Vest to give its special defense a little bit of an extra boost. Rock and Petal Dance, Scald, Acid Spray, and Flame Charge. Now, there's a reason why I put Acid Spray on this moveset. There's two reasons, actually. One is the fact that Acid Spray, I believe, harshly lowers the opponent's special defense, which is pretty good. Secondly, it's because on my entire team, I don't think we have anything that is super effective against fairy types. Now, things like Klefki and Mawile, we're really just going to have to work around the fact we have to work around them being steel types more than fairy types, but it is what it is. And I wasn't able to learn the Flamethrower TM that I have. So Flame Charge is the best thing we got. Maybe he might learn a new fire type move while we're in the Elite Four. I don't know. And then last but not least, we have Hermosa here, our Vivian at level 72. Rocking the Chill Drive. It's got Bug Buzz, Techno Blast, Quiver Dance, and Oblivion Wing. Now, this thing initially was going to learn Hurricane. And it had Hurricane actually, but I decided to get rid of it for Oblivion Wing. Even though Hurricane is 30 base points stronger, its accuracy is pretty bad. And I don't have a wide lens or anything like that in my PC. Or in my bag. So I decided let's go with Oblivion Wing because this does give me HP back. Also, I get the priority of flying type moves because of Gale Wings. And I'm holding the Chill Drive so that way we can make our Techno Blast Ice type. We only have 2 drives in our bag, which it was this one and the Shock Drive. And I was thinking about it, I'm like, Shock Drive would be okay. I mean, literally, Aurorus has both of these type of moves anyways. But I was just thinking that if Vivian was to be the last mon alive, what would benefit it the most. And I thought ice would be better because that's super effective against flying and ground, grass, dragon, like all those typings. And it would just be, I think it would be more beneficial for it. So that is the team. That's the items they're holding. That's everything you need to know. We did go ahead and buy full restores as well, so we are good to go. I don't remember if I saved my game before we got ready to do all the stuff with the rare candy. So let's just get on going. Each Elite Four member, of course, is going to have a team of 6. I want to say 75 through 77 is their levels, if my math is to be correct. It might be 78, actually. But either way, the point is that they're going to be high 70s. So this should not be a walk in the park. It should actually be difficult. Even though we're rocking 2 mythicals right now, really our team is not the best, but that is one of the reasons why we chose to do this playthrough the way we did, to use things we haven't really used before, even if it took us 37 episodes to get to that point, really, because we used Greninja for a while. We used Greninja a lot, actually. Goodra we've used before, Dedenne we've used before, Iroar used before, Aurorus we've used before, but some of these other things on the team we haven't really let shine. So, and of course, randomized abilities are going to make things better. So, Chef Leo, Alakazam, Mega or no Mega? Off the rip, starting off hot. Now, let's see, 76. Oof. Okay. So I was gonna say the strongest thing that this Alakazam could go for is Future Sight, and as long as I don't have to really swap, I don't think I'm going to be too concerned about a Future Sight, because Yancey's got her best special defense on the team. So as long as, ooh, what are you giving me? It can't be anything that bad. A Leppa Berry. For what? And can you even use Leppa Berries like that in battle? I don't think you can. Oh my god, that does a lot of damage. Alright, Victory Bell. I kind of want to let Hermosa have a little bit of shine here. So I think what I'm going to do initially is I'm going to set up... Ooh, this is the ace. Interesting. I think I'm going to set up a Quiver Dance real quick. And then I want to do a little bit of testing. I want to see if this Techno Blast is going to work the way that I expect it to. That's quad resisted. That is quad resisted. Alright, I want to see if this Techno Blast is going to work the way I expect it. Yes, it does. Ooh, it's sturdy. Wow. It's going to do a little damage there. Got a crit, of course. I don't think she's going to heal again. I don't think she's going to heal again. Okay, +1. Scavalier. I'm curious to see how much damage we can do to the Scavalier. Because I don't think he has anything to really kill him. Oh, we only get half, though. What? He missed. That's tough. That's tough. take advantage of that. I'm sorry. Like, that's just unfortunate. Mr. Mime. Okay, so he loses the weakness of Bug because he's a fairy type now, so... But I'm also +1, so... This will be interesting. I want to see how much this is going to do. Fair enough. So he's going to get my Gale Wings, which isn't going to help him in any capacity, or her, sorry, in any capacity, because Mr. Mime doesn't have any flying type moves. Illumise. Yo, Malva, your team is incredibly mid. The best thing you had was the Mega Alakazam. The best thing you had was that Mega Alakazam. It's not even close. She really just had like a bug team. Like everything outside of the Victory Bell and the Mega Alakazam was a bug type, wasn't it? Alright, let's get some shine on Vivian for this round. Let's go. I'm happy about that. I'm very much happy about that. Alright, so now this leaves us to go ahead and heal, which the only one we really need to heal is our Diancie. Now, do we have one max ether? We have one regular ether. And that's it. Those are the only things we have to restore PP. Okay. I don't like that, but there's not really a whole lot we can do about it. There's not really a whole lot we can do about it. We're just gonna have to be smart in utilizing our Pokemon as best as we can. Alright. What do we got here? Hydreigon. Oh, this is free. So free. We're leading with the Fairy type too. This is so free. Body Slam. Don't paralyze me. Thank you. You know how the Dark type move you could have went for? Because surely a Dark type move would have done more than Body Slam. Surely. Can't be the only one who was thinking that. Goodra. Okay, I stay in. I don't think Goodra learned the Iron Tail by level up. I am gonna double check though. I don't think it learns Iron Tail by level up. Well, I haven't had. I don't think he learns Iron Tail by level up. Nope, the last move he would have learned is Outrage, so he'll have. This is his Believe moveset in what I would assume here. Dragon Pulse, Aqua Tail, Power Whip, and Outrage. So while Aqua Tail and Power Whip are kind of scary because I'm a Rock type, I really don't think swapping into Auroras is going to be any better, especially as there's a chance that Auroras could have been outsped by this Goodra. I don't know how much a Power Whip is actually going to do. It's probably going to do decent damage. Oh, he's got a Quick Claw. Okay, it does just under half, so that's fine. I don't know why you would need a Quick Claw on Goodra. It's really not that slow. I think it's like base 80 speed, which is not slow. Not fast, but it's not really slow. Milotic. Alright, so this is where we let Spooky Tree have some shine for a little bit. I can Leech Seed this thing. I have Horn Leech. I have so many ways to get my HP back. And I don't believe Milotic learns any ice moves naturally. Alright, so we'll just negate your Aqua Ring here. We'll actually Willow you as well, just to make sure. Go for a Hydro Pump. Let's see how much this does. Okay, that's not bad damage. We eat it up pretty well. We eat it up pretty well. Let's see how much a Horn Leech does to it in return. If we don't kill, right? If we don't kill, as long as we can get to the range where a Leech Seed can burn kills, which we don't need to worry about because Trepid's got a pretty decent physical attack. He's got pretty decent physical attack, so. Alright, Mandibuzz. Let's let someone else come in. Like, I'm glad the answer's getting all the shine, but let's let someone else have some fun. Raper, we're gonna eat that. We're gonna eat that. Protean Ice Beam. I feel like this Mandibuzz is actually gonna eat this. It does. Okay, and he's definitely 100% gonna heal this turn. Definitely gonna do that. That's what I expected. Maybe I get an Omni boost off of this. That'd be awesome. We get it to half. We don't outspeed Mandibuzz, which is probably about right. Because the gap between that's very low compared to what it was before. But we're fine. We're absolutely fine. Ice Beam will take it out. Alright, Thundurus is scary, but I'm fairly confident. Ooh, maybe I don't one-shot it now because he went for charge. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I one-shot him, but I don't know about with the charge. Yeah, no, that saved him. That definitely did help him out there. Safeguard's gone. I'm gonna Ancient Power again. He healed. I was not expecting the heal there. Thunder? That's gonna hurt. Holy shiitake mushrooms. That did a lot. I mean, I have a lot of HP as Auroras, but that did a lot. It's kind of crazy that, like, people... I don't think people really recognize this that much, but, like, They really gave us 2 dinosaurs as fossils in this game. It's kind of crazy. All right, Tentacruel. This is the one type combination that kind of sucks for our team, doesn't it? I could go Vivian here. You know what? Let's be a little risky here. I'm curious to see how much damage Curly does without huge power. It's a stab EQ. And expert mode boosted. It doesn't get boosted by sheer force. You know, the fact that we almost killed is pretty... I'm dead, aren't I? Yep. Wait, why did you go for ring out first? Were you really not confident about killing with a Hydro Pump? Were you really not confident about killing with a Hydro Pump? There's no way. Alright, you're in range, so you're not healing again. You outspeed. Wow. I thought, well, I am underleveled compared to Tentacruel here, so. And if I went for Oblivion Wing, I would have been faster, so. I understand that. I feel bad about losing the Diggersby, but I said it, he was gonna be kind of ass. I mean, he almost killed the Tentacruel, but seeing as the Tentacruel took him out and nearly took out our Vivian, we needed him to kill the Tentacruel, so. Alright, so we're halfway done with the Elite Four. We did suffer our first death, which I don't know how much that's going to play a part. Or I don't know how important that's going to be right now. But let's hope it's not too important. Let's just hope that it's not too important. I thought out of all the chambers that they added for the Elite Four in this game, this was the coolest one. Chef Joe. Seismitoad. Okay. I don't like the lead of DNC here. Nope, I'm not trying to go to Curly. I'm trying to go to Spooky Tree. Because if this Seismitoad hits me with a water move or a ground move, I eat it up with Spooky Tree, and I'm quite effective on him, so. And I'm not confident that I would outspeed a Seismitoad as a DNC. I didn't need to go for that. I don't need to outspeed. Well, I made myself brave, so I made myself slow. That was the intention with Trevenant, so I should be slower than what I'm fighting. Alright, let's go ahead and Horn Leech. Because I should kill and get all my HP back, so. Ooh, Darmanitan. Okay, this can go one of a couple ways. If he is Zen mode, then he's just going to be kind of an annoying thing to kill. But if he is regular, he has... Okay. I was going to say, then he has a big chance of... God, he has water when he's in Zen mode. Okay, well, the thing is that I feel like I'm... maybe Diancie would be better, actually. Because when he's in Zen mode, I believe his special attack stat is cracked, but his physical attack stat is kind of meh. So if we go Diancie, because I'm pretty sure he's going to be packed with physical moves. No! Okay, that still does nothing, though. Yeah, that still does nothing, though, so we're fine. Taunt, go for that. Does not matter to me. I don't think Zen mode Darmanitan and regular Darmanitan have different level up learn sets. I'm pretty sure he would have had overheat if he was regular Darmanitan. Alright, so that does that much damage. He's going to heal, which is fine. I'm going to go for the Earthquake so I don't run out of all my Diamond Storms. Because as long as I'm doing half, then I should be able to kill next turn. And then this overheat's not going to do anything because he's already -2. Taunt wore off like it really mattered. Alright, Scrafty. Why would you send him a Scrafty? And I bet you're only going for that because you're gonna get the confusion. Get out of here. Why would you go? Do you really have nothing nothing else better than Scrafty? To send him against something that's quad? No, he had a B-barrel right there. What? Super Fang misses. Manectric. Okay, I'm just gonna stay in. It's not Mega, which is fine with me. We haven't seen his ace yet. Oh, that's why he swapped into this thing. Okay. I mean, I don't... I don't know if that's going to matter that much. Alright, Uxie. So we're going to go Trevenant for this, and I believe the smartest thing is going to be we Leech Seed first, and then Shadow Claw. Because Uxie is not going to be a heavy damage output on us, but more of the fact of like, hey, this thing's bulky, let's just whittle this thing down a little bit further. I don't feel like I need to burn it like I did with like Milotic. That did fucking nothing. No shot this thing has filter. Or something. Because it can't have multi-skill. Its multi-skill would have been broken off of the first Leech Seed. It might have filter or solid on it. Salad berry.
Are you dead this turn? Yeah, boy.
Alright. Rhinestone's level 80. So we gotta go against Drasna next. And then it's Diantha. So far, so good. I don't think we've had to use any of our full restores. Which is pretty good. We just got to make sure we're playing to the best of our ability, which I think I have been. I think it's been solid. I mean, the play with the Tentacruel, not so much. But then again, like, what was I going to go into to deal with the Tentacruel? Because Tentacruel has good special defense, so, like, there really wasn't many... I mean, I guess it could have went Trevenant and Leech Seeded it. Alright. Leading with the Floatzel. Alright. Gonna go for Aqua Tail. Let's see how much it does. Eat it up. That does exactly half. That's gonna kill. Sawsbuck, that's absolutely fine. Let's go Hermosa for this one, because Sawsbuck really can't touch a Vevion. It really can't. So, it's got Turbo Blaze, that's absolutely fine. We're gonna go for the Bug Buzz here. We outspeed. Okay. Mian Shao. Do I think a Oblivion Wing can kill a Mian Shao? It is stab and super effective. Focus Sash? No. Okay. You see what the problem is with this, though, is that it's gonna heal next turn. No fucking way, bro. Just talking about how I haven't had to use any of my full restores. Here we go. We're going to use one. But it's not going to outspeed me, and we kill it because we're going to be +1. So, even though the whole point of me wanting to use Oblivion Wing again was to take back HP, but it's fine. Who knows? Maybe we outspeed the rest of our team and kill it. Swallots. So I want to say Technoblast and Oblivion Wing are going to be about the same damage, so I'm actually going to go for Technoblast this turn. Ooh, that was a critical hit. Gunshot. And we get poisoned. Hooray. That's so annoying, dude. I'm actually running low on Oblivion Wings, so I'm probably gonna have to use an Ether next before we go and fight Diantha, which is fine. I mean, this is literally the time to use it. And we got pretty much all our HP back off of one Oblivion Wing. We'll get it. Well, we should get it all back now because we're gonna fill the slot out. There's what, 2 left? 2 left, I believe. Aggron. We're not standing with you. Listen, I would love to give you the chance to sweep, but even at +1, if Aggron takes a hit, because it could have been Mega as well. It could have been Mega as well, and that would have been even more likely to be a problem for us. Okay. Love you too. Okay. I mean, the drought saved Aggron from dying. Like, I don't know what to say there, really. It sucks because that just killed our Volcanion. But again, what could I have done there? Also, I don't know, because I know Metal Burst is different from Counter and Mirror Coat in that it doesn't matter what type of move you hit it with, as long as you hit it, as long as you hit the Pokemon, it'll deal the damage back to you. It's just, is it like Counter in Mirror Coat where it deals double damage, or does it deal the same amount of damage you do to hit? I don't know. Because, I mean, I remember I think I had Metal Burst on my Bastiodon when we did... Okay, not... Okay. So now we're left with... So now we're left with a team of 3. Parental Bond. Huntail. Yeah. That was, I mean, it did get an attack buff because of the Lychee Berry. I acknowledge that. But... the fact that I had Parental Bond. Like, I don't think we might have fought Huntail in this series, like, before. But I think if we have, we've just murdered it. So, like, there wasn't ever a problem with it. Give us Oblivion Wing PP, and then we gotta use our Ether on Diamond Storm. That's pretty much it. And I gotta make it through the next battle with this team of 3. I'm somewhat confident we can do it. The thing is that I think her team either needs to be terrible, or there has to be a point where there's a Pokemon out on the field that is not good, and I can send in Vivian and just Quiver Dance and Sweep. I feel like those are really my only options, because we have 2 monsters that are quad weak to Steel, and we have one that's quad weak to Rock, and one that's quad weak to Fighting. So this is probably... I mean, this is for all the marbles. Like right here, this is for a game. Motherfucker went for dig. Oh my god! Could you imagine if I had misclicked and clicked EQ there? Because it would have done double damage. Because Garchomp decided to go for dig. Okay, so just slightly over half. Moonblast. This should one shot. I mean, she's gonna heal. No doubt about that. And if she decides to go for dig again, guess what? I'm gonna just Earthquake. Or I could just kill. That would be cool if I could just kill and not have things just casually living on 1 HP every single time. That'd be nice. Okay. Let your Custap Berry let you go first. You're still gonna die. You're gonna be underground. Alright, 84 on Aurora. The fact that she's gonna have a guaranteed Mega too. Oh, that's a problem. She's got a Geology. Okay. And we gotta go to Auroras here. We have to. Okay, 78. Dragouchi's got really good special bulk, so he's probably gonna eat this Ice Beam. Never mind. Dodrio. Would be the perfect time if we weren't weak to flying. Totally seconded. I could also boost my defenses with Diancie, because I know our special bulk is really, really high. Our physical bulk is also very high because, you know, we're 150 in each stat. But if I get a Diamond Storm buff, I might be able to match what my special defense is. If I get the boost. And that'd be really, really good for us. Yeah, Dodrio's not great. Alright, Hydreigon. She is just rocking all the dragons. You better have a Dragon Mega Evolution, that's all I'm gonna say. With how many dragons you got. Alright, so you got the Fairy Weakening Berry. You're probably gonna take this. Now the question is, do you heal here? You do, okay. But you don't have the bear anymore, so you're gonna die this turn. That's absolutely fine. Banana. Okay, so this could be a Mega. Which... I'm not sure how I feel about that. Because Mega Banette has really high attack. But it's not Mega Banette. It's just a regular one. Okay. Well, whatever's in the back is the Mega. So we have to make sure it's something we can. Let's see. What do I want to get rid of? I'm going to go for Ancient Power. Ooh. Because here's the way I see it. Now that she healed, again, if I get the Omni Boost, then I have no reason to... I don't think I necessarily need to worry. Snatch. Okay. You can snatch this Ancient Power that's coming at your face. Because I should lose on my Ancient Power. No, I don't. Interesting. Alright. Medicam. That's probably one of the worst Megas that she could have gotten. Because it won't have Pure Power. Alright, so I'm gonna do one Quiver Dance. See what this thing's gonna go for. If it attacks me, great. If it doesn't attack me, that's fine. I already outsped it, but speed conversion. I don't know if he gains any more speed when you Mega Evolve because of the Acupressure. Defense rose sharply. That doesn't help you in the slightest. Let's see how much this does. Nice. Alright! And just like that, we're back into the win column. Now, I said it before, I would like to do a series like this again, but I think I might wait a little bit just because we did the Heart Gold one and then we did this one back to back. I really wanted to just get a chance to play X and Y on the channel because we didn't ever do a series on it. Like, thinking of all the generations of Pokemon, we never sat down and did X and Y. We did Oras, which is a Generation 6 engine, but we never did anything involving Kalos until we did Generations Master Mode, but we never sat down and did anything specifically for Kalos. So that's why I'm glad that we sat down and did this series, and I wanted to, you know, switch it up a little bit and try to use Pokemon I haven't used before. Now, I think for what we had at the end of the game, that proved that statement to be very good, but for the first probably 75%, didn't really do us a whole lot. But no, it was a good run. Definitely wasn't expecting to have the death counter be this high, actually. Like I said, when we were going even up to Olympia's Gym, I was like, well, maybe once we get to like the Team Flare event, that's might be where we start to struggle a little bit. But no, it definitely, the difficulty was definitely there, and it was potential that we could have lost. I mean, we had to fight the champion with half a team. It just so happened that our team was... I mean, she had Strong Mod, she had Garchomp, she had Hydreigon, she had those, but like, she also had Dodrio. And had a Mega Medicam with a randomized ability that wasn't going to be huge power. The thing that makes it good and scary. So, usually I typically go around and, you know, discuss the team that we got and brought into the Elite Four. So this is weird because of the team of 6 we had, 2 of them have been here since like episode like 5 or something like that. So all these other guys have been added within like the last 2 videos pretty much. So I haven't really developed the most thoughtful connection. I mean, obviously let's talk about the ones that died first. Diggersby was gonna be one of those things that he could have been good if he had kept huge power. Sheer Force was a okay replacement, but I mean, we saw it couldn't even kill a Tentacruel. Now, if we were the same level as the Tentacruel, we probably could have killed it because we would have had about maybe 10 more in our attack stat. But didn't work out that way. It happens. The Volcanion. I didn't really have the most, like, again, heartfelt connection to this thing. The fact that we lost it to a metal bursting Aggron was just kind of like odd. Like, I wasn't like that mad about it, but I was also kind of like, because I still don't know how Metal Burst works. I know it's like a reflective type move where it does damage back. I just don't remember if it does the exact same points of damage or if it does double damage. I don't know. But the fact that we did lose it did suck, but it didn't really matter in a way. But of the mons we lost the Elite Four, the Trevenant one probably bothered me the most. Because he showed through this Elite Four run that he was gonna be really, really good. I mean, with Leech Seed, his typing being what it was, giving the ability to burn things, so if we ran into any actually like scary things, we could have burnt some things if we really needed to. And then the Vivian. I bet you $20 that if you took a picture of this team and showed it to a bunch of people and said, who's going to be the first Pokemon to die on this team in a Nuzlocke? Almost everybody would have said the Vivian. Almost everybody. Because if you take away the bias and whatnot, everyone would have been like, oh, Diggersby's got huge power, Volcanion's a legendary, Diance's got super duper bulk. They might have said Aurorus. They probably could have said Aurorus as well because it's got 2 quad weaknesses. But they would have said the Butterfly. I'm convinced because it's a butterfly and they don't take the bugs seriously. Seriously, when I say this, Vivian's one of the best early bugs that you can get in a generation out of all of the games. No doubt in my mind. This thing was insanely good. Gale Wings, especially in X and Y and in Oras, is one of the best abilities. That's why Talonflame, I believe, was Ubers in Wi-Fi during Gen 6, because Gale Wings gave priority to all flying type moves, regardless if you're full HP or 1 HP. And the fact that we were able to get Oblivion Wing on this thing so we could heal ourselves up, so good. This thing was so good. Wish we got to use it a little bit more. But it proved its worth during this Elite Four run and being one of the last team members alive. But now we gotta talk about the old heads. The 2 Pokemon that have been here, like I said, since like episode 5. The Diancie. Like I said, this was my first time getting the chance to use Diancie, because with events and everything. There is a video up on my channel where I did a Wi-Fi battle where we used a Mega Diancie, but that's different to a playthrough and a randomizer and whatnot. And getting to use regular Diancie, it was a little bit tricky because it's got base 150 defenses, so it's going to be more bulky than it's able to deal damage. But this thing was one of the stronger members on our team. Being able to have Earthquake, having Petal Dance, finally getting the ability capsule and seeing that it's a randomized ability would have been own tempo, so Petal Dance we wouldn't get confused. Diamond Storm being able to boost our physical defense, then finally getting Moonblast. Like, it was unbelievably good. It was so good, and I was so happy that we were able to get the chance to use it on our team. And then last but not least, Aurora the Aurorus. You really could have looked at it as like our second start. Aurora and Tyson were the first 2 eggs we hatched in the series. And when Tyson went, when we were back in the Olympia's gym, it really did strike a very strong feeling in me because I was so upset because I really do like Pyroar, even if he's not necessarily the greatest mon. It's still one of my favorites from this generation. So Aurorus kind of had to step up. And the fact that the Aurorus is a little bit of a tricky evolution in that it's similar to Tyranitar where it needs to be level 39, but it has to evolve at nighttime. I wasn't sure if it was going to be any good or not. And then we rolled Protean on it. And Aurorus's move pool for the most part, is pretty diverse in terms of typings of moves. So we got Discharge, Ancient Power, Ice Beam, Oblivion Wing. Protean saved this Aurorus from being decent and made it great. So I was really happy with the Aurorus. No doubt in my mind this thing was the MVP of the squad. It was here when we needed it the most. And usually when it comes to MVPs, it's really hard to pick them. Most valuable Pokemon on the team. But in the case of what we had, I mean, we could have said Pyroar could have been a potential candidate. If it was still alive, Pyroar would have gotten it. If Dedenne was around, it could have gotten it. Because Dedenne saved us in that first gym area. Before we were able to get DAMC. Before we were able to get a bunch of other good Mons on our team. But yeah, we did suffer some really tough deaths in this series. But we made it out. We're back in the win column. I think in the last few Nuzlockes, if I pull up my sheet here, we have now won 7 of our last 8 Nuzlockes on the channel. The only loss in that time was, of course, Heart Gold. And then the last loss before that was Renegade Platinum back in 2022. So we really did turn things around with our Nuzlocke record here. And I know some people might be like, well, this was really easy because, you know, you had a legendary most of the time. You know, you gave him egg moves, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes the randomizer, that's how the randomizer is going to work, right? When we look back at, like, randomized TMs and whatnot, this might be some of the best randomized TMs we've ever gotten. So that is why I would say we won the series, was that our randomized TMs were really, really solid. Okay, so now it's good to know that Politoed now has Imposter. After we fought one in the Elite Four, that would have made me shit bricks if we had to deal with that. And of course, this battle doesn't matter because we've already beaten the game, so I'm just gonna play it out, and once we get to the credits, we can save all this for then. Can I win the speed tie against myself this time and not lose my Deancey like I did my Greninja? Hey, there we go. That's what I like to see. But yeah, no. This series was a lot of fun. It was good to get in a generation that we haven't played a whole lot. I mean, when I look at my Nuzlocke records, there's games that count as 6th gen just because, like, that's up to what the Pokemon are in that game is 6th gen. To say it's a 6th gen game is a little bit of a stretch, but we did do Generations Master Mode of X, so there's that, and then Insurgents and Zeta, which I counted as Gen 6 games because there were Generation 6 Pokemon in the game, were my losses. So now that we can say we are 2-2 in Generation 6, in fact, the only generation where we don't have either a 50% win rate or technically a losing record is going to be Generation 2. So we gotta figure out what to do there. But 8 deaths, I don't know where that ranks amongst it's one of the lower numbers for our Nuzlocke deaths. Obviously, Generation Smash Mode is kind of its own thing, so you kind of have to count each generation deaths ensue. But I was confident that we could have done a no death run of this game, and it told me, no, you can't. Try again. But yeah, no, this puts our Nuzlocke record now at 14-10, which is super duper good. Because yeah, for the longest time we were in a losing record of Nuzlocke challenges. And we're really gonna put that to the test with our next series. We're really gonna put that to the test with our next series, and it's gonna be one that one similar one we've done before. I've been tempted to go back and make a death montage of our Reborn Nuzlocke that we did all the years ago. I don't know if I'm gonna do it just because I think the timestamps for that are gonna be the biggest pain in the ass. But I almost want to go back and do it anyways, just to see if I can do it. It might be the most tedious death montage I've ever had made. But then again, our Pokemon White 2 Extreme Randomizer was pretty tedious because I didn't have a death counter on the way out. So I didn't know, like, when things would die or how many total deaths we had. So I actually had to pull up the old save file to fact check myself. But yeah, that is the end of our Pokemon X Randomizer Egglocke adventure. Thank you to those of you who supported the journey. There are plenty of ideas that I have in mind as to where I would like to go next with the channel. There's quite a bit that's going to happen. I mean, I'm trying to think of when this video is going to go out. I want to say it's going out on the 19th. I'm recording this on the 11th, but I believe this is going out on the 19th. So in 10 days from when this video goes out is going to be when Final Fantasy VII Remake, or Rebirth, drops, and that's going to be one of our live stream series. I'm hoping that during the uploads that I would have started, Super Mario RPG, that's going to be a live stream series. I'm thinking that I would have been already done with Generations Master Mode for Paldea already. So we're going to have a little bit of time to sit down and think about it. Thing is that I get very antsy when I don't record for quite a bit of time. So right now, there is about, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 different Pokemon games that I could start. 4 different ideas that if I went with any of these right now, would be fine. I think 3 of them would be really, really good if we did them as live stream series. But one of them I think would work well if we were in a video series. So it's hard because I like doing the video series for the sheer fact of recording and whatnot, like sitting down and doing it, blah 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 blah. Because streaming, it's not that streaming's hard. It can be hard, but like if you've watched Generations Master Mode, like we went from having streams that were a little over an hour long to once we finally beat the main game of Scarlet and Violet to being like 4, almost 5 hours long. And sometimes that can be a little bit of a stretch. And it's crazy because when we did Generations Master Mode 2.5 years ago, we had a bunch of streams that were long like that. And even had some 8-hour stream challenges in there. So sometimes it can get to be a little bit much, especially if you're doing the same thing over and over again. Now, when we were doing like Reborn and whatnot, because the stuff was different, it was easy for the lengths of those streams to go because you would just be engrossed in what's going on, and you'd be like, okay, yes, this is what we're gonna go for. Actually, I think I just lied. I think I have 5 different games I could do. I have 5 different games I could do. Also, let me check something. Okay, I remember now. But again, I want to say thank you guys for watching. This has been a really, really fun series. Like I said, it was nice to finally do X and Y on the channel. And with Master Mode still fresh in our brain, I think what I'm gonna do, and I'm hoping that I can just, because like I said, this video is being recorded on the 11th, so if this is going out on the 19th, the next day you're probably gonna see, you might see the new series literally tomorrow. I have no idea what my video schedule is looking like right now, but with Master Modes on the mind, I did say I wanted to kind of revamp it a little bit and make it a little bit better. I think I need to just tweak a couple things for that to be the case. But thank you all for watching. I really, really, really appreciate the support and the growth that we've had on the channel with Mario Wonder and everything that we've done. It's been a great start to 2024, even if we haven't technically followed some of the plans that we had. It's still February. We still got plenty of time. And it's gonna be fun. We're starting off the year right with finishing up a couple good games, and the refreshment feeling we will get when we get to start a new series. It will be fun. It will be fun. So again, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, or if you enjoyed any video in this series, please hit the like button and subscribe for more, because it would be very much greatly appreciated. If you want to check out more about me, you can check out the links in the description below. I believe my Twitter link, my TikTok, and then there is a community Discord link as well. If you want to come by and join into my community Discord, there is one of those as well. But outside of that, I'm signing off. This is the end of our Pokemon X Randomizer Egglocke journey. We'll see you for whatever we have in store next. Peace out, guys.